Are Detective Burrow and Annie involved in the Shadow Room drug deal on Young and the Restless? On The Young and the Restless, November 20th, Detective Burrow and Annie speak to Nick about a possible drug deal that occurred at the Shadow Room. Are these two actually working undercover and putting Noah in harm's way? Key takeaways. Nick reveals Matt Clark's identity to the undercover cops. Annie admits that Detective Burrow has been playing a dirty cop who's looking to bust Mitch Bacall. They were at the Shadow Room to investigate a drug bust. Nick lays down the law. On Thursday's episode, Nick, Joshua Morrow, showed up at the Shadow Room. He wanted to meet with Mitch, Roger Howarth, or Sienna, Tamara Braun, but the bartender didn't say anything. He notices Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen, who feels right at home on YNR, who wanted to meet with him. He wanted Nick to meet his partner, Annie, Catherine Kresge. They revealed that they're part of an operation to take down a fentanyl drug ring involving Mitch. Annie admitted that Detective Burrow had Mitch wrapped around his finger all this time. They believe that Noah, Lucas Adams, might have seen something he wasn't supposed to, which is why he was targeted. Nick claimed that Noah's crash wasn't an accident. He went on to reveal Mitch's true identity, which is Matt Clark. Nick recounted his and Sharon Case, history with Matt, who was after them for years. He wanted to know if Matt was behind Noah's accident. Detective Burrow claimed they're leaving it up to the law to determine that. But Nick knows the law doesn't always help. He wants Matt to end up in prison. What's going on? This has us wondering whether Annie and Detective Burrow are pulling a fast one over Nick. They could be right about working undercover with the drug investigation. However, this could be more about drug dealers who are targeting Noah and Sienna, rather than Matt Clark himself. A shocking plot twist could be in the works. Matt could be working for the feds to take down Detective Burrow or whoever is behind the drug operation running throughout the bar. This suggests that someone else could be after Noah, and Matt wants to save him from this trouble. Does this mean that Matt is really Mitch Bacall after all? Sienna thought she knew who he was. The detectives revealed to Nick that Sienna was missing as well. Both Noah and Sienna are missing. While they want to help Nick, they can't blow up this trafficking case against Bacall. Maybe it's because they're in on it. Or maybe they're doing Matt Clark's dirty dealings. Is Detective Burrow messing with the Newmans on YNR? Genoa City wasn't built on whispers, but it was sustained by them. Every velvet-lined corner booth, every powersuit hallway, every hushed exchange near the coffee bar carried pieces of 1,000 private stories. Lately, though, one story had begun to rise above the rest. One that wrapped the prestigious elite and the troubled youth in the same coiling thread. The Shadow Room. A basement bar so exclusive you could only enter if you knew it existed. A place where secrets weren't just spilled, they were traded, bought, and occasionally destroyed. And rumor had it, something darker had started flowing through its neon glow corridors. A designer drug that had no official name but plenty of whispers surrounding it. Which is where Detective Marcus Burrow came in. Or, depending whom you asked, where he shouldn't have been at all. 1. Detective Burrow, the man behind the badge. Detective Burrow wasn't the kind of man who entered Genoa City quietly. He seemed carved from granite, jaw set, posture straight, eyes trained on any room like he expected trouble to leap from the nearest shadow. He'd transferred from Madison under a cloud of unsolved cases and rumors that he chased criminals too hard, too relentlessly, sometimes blurring the line between justice and obsession. But Genoa City had never met an obsession it couldn't turn into drama. Soon whispers spread. Burrow has secrets. Burrow has debts. Burrow might not be as clean as his badge. And nothing stirred speculation faster than his sudden, inexplicable interest in the Shadow Room investigation. He'd been warned, ordered, actually, by Chief Paulson to stay away from the case until more intel came in. But Burrow had been spotted near the alley behind the bar more than once, jacket collar up, eyes scanning the door like he was waiting for someone. Someone, many believed, named Annie Kessler. 2. Annie Kessler, the girl who didn't belong in the shadows. Annie had arrived in Genoa City 6 months earlier, a young woman with the haunted look of someone who'd seen too much and learned too early how to hide it. She worked 2 jobs, smiled when she had to, and avoided attachments with almost surgical precision. But she had a connection to the Shadow Room that no one could quite piece together. Some said she was just a waitress who picked up late-night shifts. Others insisted she'd been seen slipping into back rooms meant only for the bar's special clients. And a few, especially those with too much time and too many cocktails, whispered that Annie was running product for someone powerful enough to keep her invisible, which made her connection to Detective Burrow even stranger. Because they knew each other. Not in the casual, small-town sense. In the kind of way where one look from Annie could make Burrow's jaw tighten and his hands curl into fists, as if she held something of his, or he held something of hers, something they couldn't bring to light. No one had proof they were involved in anything illicit. But Genoa City didn't need proof. It needed tension. And Burrow and Annie delivered it in spades. 3. The night everything shifted. It began on a cold Thursday night, one that wrapped the town in a silver fog that made even crimson lights look mysterious. That was the night another shipment of the unnamed designer drug hit Genoa City's streets. Half an hour later, Burrow stormed into the station demanding access to files he shouldn't have known existed. Another half an hour after that, Annie left the shadow room through the back alley, her hoodie pulled tight, her hands trembling. And 5 minutes later, though no one knew this part yet, both of them met behind the abandoned print shop 2 blocks north. Only one witness later claimed to have seen them. A teenage busboy on his smoke break said he watched the detective grab Annie's arm, not harshly, but with a desperation that didn't match a simple interrogation. She looked away. He stepped closer. She said something he couldn't hear. And then they both disappeared into the fog, one after the other. 4. Are they involved in the drug deal? If Genoa City had a courtroom dedicated to public opinion, the verdict would have already been delivered. Yes, they were both involved. But the truth, as always, was far more tangled. Theory 1. Burrow is dirty. Those who mistrusted authority were convinced Burrow was part of the drug pipeline. His mysterious past. His too eager involvement in a case he wasn't assigned to. His secret meetings with Annie. To them, Burrow wasn't trying to stop the shadow room operation. He was trying to protect it. Theory 2. Annie is the key player. Others pointed to Annie. She appeared at the bar at odd hours. She disappeared for days at a time. She avoided questions like they were poison. They said Burrow was protecting her not because he was dirty, but because he was involved with her.